Right behind us, you can see the reflection of the lights and just how far this water is coming up around the Riverside restaurant now. Edwards still keeping it quite lighthearted and even making some jokes about the fact that he would even go to the extent of building a bridge. I do want to show you guys a little bit of what we're going to see with the issues with the flooding and the amount of rain later today. You can see these drains already have sand collected all around them. I want to show you guys what we're dealing with as you wake up here so far this morning. You can see a car next to me here. We've got this little layer of frost here, and you can see that snow. During the memorial, one of the chaplains used an adjective for each letter of Chris's name. He said courage, honor, responsibility, idealist, and a servant. He said he was a servant to not only his family, but also his community. Like Ed was just saying, we are seeing that break right now in one of the hardest hit areas, like you just referenced as well. There's a lot of fun out here for adults. I mean, come on, how old do you have to be to enjoy some cotton candy and water balloons? I know that I'm not going to age myself, but I definitely would be all about some of that fun as well. So come on, especially in this heat. We've seen a lot of creativity with the Sea of Green out here in North Myrtle Beach. The parade is underway. We're pretty much right here in the thick of it right now. Your odds, 1 in 292 million. You feeling lucky?
Yeah, feel lucky. Buy your ticket.
That's right. All right. Well, we'll let you get to it. I know you got some other stops to make, Scott. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This 2-minute boat ride is the longest ride of some people's lives in the Big Dam Swamp community because it connects their homes to the rest of the world.
It was really hard for a lot of people to leave their homes that they had lived, you know, just like our neighbors. They had been here. They had been there all their lives.
And now hundreds of people are stranded and have been surrounded by water for nearly a week. The Owens are one family who decided to stay behind.
There was no mandatory evacuation for our area, you know, and, you know, so I think a lot of people thought that it really wouldn't be as bad because they had been here all their lives and never seen it this high.
The Owens home usually sits about a mile from the Black River, but now it's on the river's edge. We took a ride by boat down what would be their street to see the devastation from the historic flood. Their neighbor's home almost completely swallowed by the water.
There's people that have lost everything.
As we traveled downstream, they point out what things used to look like before the Black River swallowed everything whole. Boat landings, docks, destroyed and underwater.
This is an open grass field, and they had the prettiest sand, like I said, where this tree is down here.
You can now see the houses where the water is starting to recede, a sign for the Owens that the healing process is right around the corner.
As a community, we've just came together, and that's like everyone's saying is community is unity, and it's completely true. We have basically people I don't even know and have never met before, and I've lived near them since '08, and they know me by name now. It's just amazing.
The thought of rebuilding brings mixed emotions for the community. Sadness, knowing they have so far to go, and strength, knowing they can do it together. In Georgetown County, Liz Cooper, ABC 15 News. You might think a little bit of rain shouldn't be a big deal when it comes to flight cancellations at the Myrtle Beach International Airport. But take a look at the bigger picture and think again.
I was thinking about is that the earlier we get here, the better our chances are getting out of here. That's what I was thinking about.
Thelma Washington and Frank Blackshear are like many travelers, hoping to head back north and beat the winter storm.
20 years ago, we were snowbound here, and it took us 14, 15 hours to get out.
Thankfully, because they left early Friday morning, they didn't have to worry about getting stuck in Myrtle Beach. But for other travelers, the worrying set in hours before they left.
I stayed up all night watching the news. I couldn't go to sleep. I mean, they already closed Washington and North Carolina. It's not so bad of flying from here to New York. It's where the plane's coming from.
As the storm closes in, planning ahead is just as important as checking your bags.
I changed my flight from tomorrow to today because of the weather.
But it's not all systems go in other parts of the country. Travelers in North Carolina are stuck in long lines dealing with the travel nightmare set to last for multiple days.
So the earliest they could get me was Sunday, so I'll be a couple of days late.
As people get ready to brace for impact on the runway and for the storm to hit, they know there's not much they can do as winter is finally upon us on the East Coast.
Come out early, get started early.
Stay home, make some pizza, and watch some TV.
Orange barricades placed along Highway 707 will stay there for at least 6 months longer than what was expected.
Yeah, that's going to be real tough.
Joseph Fuqua is the owner of Pop Pop's Pit Barbecue. When he found out the completion date of the construction project will be pushed back from August 2017 to January 2018, he says he felt hopeless.
Just hearing that's just going to strangle us another year and put us to where, you know, the whole goal in business is to succeed, and it's going to keep that from happening longer and longer. So that means more 100-hour weeks.
He opened his business about the same time construction started in October 2014, and every day he feels the pain of it all.
It's very difficult for people to turn left out of here, and I hear every day somebody coming in saying, hey, I want to stop, I want to come in, I hear your food's great, but traffic's just too hard to get in and out of, so it really strangles my business.
The widening project is delayed because of all the rain last year and the delays of moving utility poles.
There's a lot of utilities that have to be relocated along that 9-mile stretch, going from a 2-lane road to a 5-lane road. So the utilities has taken a lot longer than what was anticipated to take.
As for Fuqua, he knows it will all be worth it in the end, and he hopes the expanded highway will make his business prosper.
When the construction's done, hopefully we'll have a bigger parking lot. We'll be able to have bikers come in. You know, we'll be able to do different events and promote the business better. So there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's the only way that some people can now access their homes.
Normally you can stand right where we're at. The water's up probably 3 foot.
Jeremy Smith checked on his father-in-law's house with his wife Monday afternoon. The house still sits a few feet above the water level.
We're just sort of blocking stuff up and getting out anything we don't want to get damaged by the water before or if it gets in the house.
Smith's family isn't the only one preparing for water damage. You can see some houses are just shy of the flooded river, while others aren't so lucky. This is a trailer almost completely submerged. I spent some time on Christopher Chong and Packy Farrow's boat, who went around checking to see if anyone needed help.
We're looking for people, seeing if anyone's in distress, just seeing if people are out about, moving stuff around, and then just motoring up and seeing if we could help in any way.
Majority of people we saw didn't need help. Most everyone had their own boats and were just waiting to see if the river is going to reach their homes. According to the GPS on the boat, water levels are 2 to 3 times higher than normal. And along with the rising water, you can also see just how fast the current is moving along the river. And that's something to also keep in mind, as the dangers could increase along the waterways.
Just know someone who can either get you out of there or, get out of there before the flood waters rise to a level where it becomes dangerous.